We know the Jenners and Kardashians don't want anything to do with that. What did you see?
Sorry. The Patriots released Cam Newton.
What?
Chris just texted me. Hold on.
Let's fact check.
I know. Maybe it's Bishop Sycamore News.
He's going to go play quarterback for... What's Bishop Sycamore's mascot?
I don't know, man.
But I don't think they have one. They didn't get that far, CJ.
Yeah, the Boston Globe reported the Patriots have released Cam Newton. Mac Jones is the new starting quarterback in New England.
Wow.
You guys want to hear something really sad? Not sad. I'm sorry for Cam Newton, but in our fantasy football draft over the weekend, I have like dicey quarterbacks, and so I took a fly on Mac Jones in like a very late round, and Chris was going to take him, but he heard me talking to someone else that I was going to take him, and so Chris, out of the kindness of his heart, didn't take him before me, and he's regretted it ever since, and now he's really going to regret it.
Whatever. You don't do that, Chris Luther. You take the player you want to take. This is the big boy league right here. This is fantasy football. All the marbles. You show no mercy
He just
to
texted me, why
friends,
didn't
family,
I
or loved ones, dog. You're going to kick yourself for that.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That is wild. Oh.
That's
this makes me mad. If you're choosing to be in a league with your spouse, you know what's up. You know what time it is.
Oh,
This
it was
isn't putt-putt. This isn't pool. You don't let them win at this, Chris Luther. You go out there and it's every man for himself in fantasy football. Good Lord.
This is such a rarity because he honestly is the most cutthroat fantasy football opponent, and he never gives me anything. So I was shocked when the moment happened, and I told him I would remember it. I might put it in our vows. If this leads me to a championship, for sure is going in the vows at this point. But let's bring it back to the fact that the Patriots released Cam Newton.
That's crazy.
Dang.
I'm reading all the tweets Tom Pelissero was first tweeted out, and you can tell that like you have nothing else where everyone's shocked because it's literally the Patriots have released Cam Newton. Source said, period. Like usually, reporters, they'll give you a little bit more, and say this. Not like I think there's a shock wave throughout all of the NFL and sports right now. If I had to like speak on it right now, not knowing anything, something is fishy. Something had to have happened from the sense of, I think, personality, maybe a fight, an argument in that sense. Because you think back to what's happened these last 2 weeks. You had the COVID misunderstanding, which the Patriots have backed Cam and said it was a misunderstanding. We all thought it was weird. Cam has not addressed media since the misunderstanding. They thought that Cam was going to address the media after the last preseason game on Sunday. Did not talk to the media. They got Mac Jones instead. Something was kind of weird about that. Bill Belichick was asked about it again. He said, just a misunderstanding. And then how he has supported Cam publicly, I don't know if something was happening behind the scenes in the locker room that most likely that we're not aware of. But I do think that it started with the whole word misunderstanding to all the way to this, and now to be released. There's something in the locker room that happened. I don't think it's anything on the field. I don't think it's anything like we just really want Mac Jones. We're going to, because in that sense, you would start Mac Jones, Cam Newton be on the bench. That's your backup, or however that would have worked out, because you need to have someone in your pocket, right? That especially on that caliber of a Cam Newton. Something happened.
Yeah, the last highlight of Cam Newton as a Patriot will be him chasing down Mac Jones for a high five. That's it. But I will say, from a Mac Jones standpoint, Bill Belichick obviously saw enough from him in that preseason game, which we talk about it all the time. Don't put too much stock in preseason games, but there was enough there, and I know people got real high on Mac Jones after
But did he, though?
that performance. And it was enough to lead it. If you think about it from last year's perspective, Jarrett Stidham never got to that point. You needed Cam Newton. You needed him in New England. And ultimately, I will be very curious to see what happened, because I agree. This is so sudden. And there should be a lot of teams making calls right now.
Yeah.
Cam Newton will find a home. I'm
we know
thoroughly
Cam
confident. Cam is Cam.
He's a lot.
Cam is Cam. He's a lot. Something happened. And he probably very well knew too. I can get, if there is a misunderstanding, I'm going to use that word again, not COVID related, but misunderstanding within the locker room. He probably I can get some calls. There's a lot of personalities when you have Bill Belichick, you have Robert Kraft, you have Cam Newton. I thought Cam was going to be a good thing for the Patriots, especially this year. I think there would have been a lot of pressure on Cam, but I thought that to have him to be that leader for Mac, I thought it was perfectly aligned. to come down to today, I think we all just need to sit back and just wait.
Yes.
Just sit back and wait. It's going to come out, whatever it was.
They saw Mac Jones and was like, okay, this dude
is enough.
This is enough. Cam is, from a fit standpoint, Megan, from a personality standpoint, it doesn't get more opposite than Cam Newton and the two you named in Kraft and Belichick. And they're like, yo, why deal with this? We don't like dealing with this in the first place. So why are we doing it? We got a guy here now who we can send out there and not get pummeled and not cost us games, unlike Jarrett Stidham last year. So let's go ahead and pull the plug. We've seen enough from both of them where we're out in teams. I don't know who, but if you're Houston and you're trying to move off of Deshaun Watson, that would make sense. I think depending on how things goes, give it a couple of weeks, depending on how things pop off in New Orleans with Jameis, I think you're keeping an eye on Cam Newton as well. Depending on what's going on in Denver with Teddy in that situation, you're keeping an eye out for Cam in a couple of weeks. Also, Cam Newton will be back on an NFL team at some point in time this season as a starting quarterback also, because teams are desperate for quality at that position, and Cam Newton still has enough to be better than to be one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Whew. All right.
It's
a lot of information for a Tuesday morning.
So you think Bill Belichick saw enough in Mac? You think Bill? I don't think it was that.
I think it's a combination, Megan. You see enough in Mac.
Hybrid.
You're already frustrated dealing with Cam, right? And we could say misunderstanding. I think you're already frustrated dealing with Cam, and you see in this new quarterback, Mac Jones, like, okay, he's fine. Now we can go ahead and cut ties because we don't want to deal with Cam. Now, what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but it's a combination of both.
I don't think it's necessarily a combination of both in the sense of I don't think Bill Belichick was ready to name anybody. Like he said last week, he wasn't ready to name anybody. I think what did it, you can be frustrated, but you probably would have never acted. So what was the last thing? It was obviously something happened, but you can be forced upon to make a decision.
Yeah.
I think Bill Belichick was probably already into Mac Jones. He would have named Bill Belichick would have named Mac Jones next week as starting quarterback if that was the case, and just kept Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't just a matter of like, okay, I really believe in Mac Jones. Let's get rid of Cam. That's not it, y'all. Come on, that's definitely not it. That's not how a football organization works. It's not that case. Something happened where it was like, you know what? I liked Mac. I was probably going to name him. Let's get rid of him. Getting rid of him is what I'm saying. Releasing someone is what I'm saying. Something happened to release him. It has nothing to do with Mac. It has nothing to do about naming a starting quarterback. Something happened and said, just be gone.
And like you said, even who leaked it this morning, all you're getting is sources said. Was it Bill Belichick's dog? I don't know. We don't know.
But we'll sit back, and once again, I'm all in it. I've always said it. I like Cam. I've always have.
I know.
I'm biased though, so I'm gonna stick up for him. Something happened though. I can admit when my person probably did something. Might have
pushed one too many.
Might have said a little something, and he'll get it. And he probably knew I can go somewhere else, but y'all don't. I don't gotta deal with this. I can go somewhere else. And who's gonna call him next? Texans, Ron Rivera. I don't know.
Dang. We get Tua versus Mac in week 1. That's kind of fun. Spicy little Alabama reunion.
It can go a lot of different ways though. It can go a lot of different. I think everyone's like, well, this could be good.
This is crazy. All right, let's do a little double tap or not and get out of here. First up, we've seen many attempt the milk crate challenge, but perhaps no one as notable going into an NFL season as JuJu SmithSchuster. He did the crate challenge. He succeeded. He did not get injured. But if I were a football coach, I would be calling up JuJu SmithSchuster and being like, bro, come on. Now is not the time.
Right.
Now is not the time.
When was this? Was this like, do you think he did it last weekend? And so it went viral last weekend. So I was like, do you think he did it last weekend? And do we think it only came out a whole week later? Because he successfully did it, I'm like, okay, might as well put it out there. Because we do know that. If he failed, there's a lot of people there. So I don't know if I don't trust anybody. But like, would it have came out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in that sense, if something were to happen, this would have been even a bigger story that would have gone down.
We couldn't let Lamar Jackson throw the football on the beach. We couldn't let Patrick Mahomes play pickup basketball.
Who snowboarded?
I can't remember that.
But that seems like child's play.
We sure as hell should not be letting Juju do the milk crate challenge. Also, he is light of foot. those crates aren't wobbling like everybody else is. He is in complete control. But still, if you're Mike Tomlin, you're like Juju. I will fine your ass. You do something like that again.
Are we
dog.
shocked though? No,
not
not at all.
He
Of
probably
all the
put it on TikTok.
Like, of all the people, that this doesn't shock me at all. But just surprised that he did it, and that he did it around a lot of people, and he did it. Like, if you're gonna do it, you that's when you'd be like, okay, guys, no phones out. It's just me and my crew. I trust my crew. We're just gonna, have some fun with it, right?
Next day, Juju SmithSchuster is on the IR following park accident. But now you would know. But he did it, so
I'm happy he successfully did it, though. I suppose so. Let's talk about Apple and this latest news from Apple Hub saying that the new iPhone 13, will let you make calls and send messages when you have no cell signal. It's through a satellite that they now have. Once again, I don't know if these phones, I love iPhones, right? But at some point, it might be a little scary, a little bit. These things have way too much power. Like, way too much power and control. I would love to have, it's always when you always need to make a call in an emergency and you have no signal. Like when you're traveling, you need this, you're lost, your directions or whatever.
Road trips.
Right. The no signal only comes when I really need to make a phone call, whether it be a work meeting, a work call I need to make. I never have a signal. Now, it would be beneficial if I did have some type of space satellite that could help me make some calls. But I'm also like, what technology, if we can do this, I'm just always like, what's the levels of what we can do and what we can't do?
I just think we're rushing this technology too much, and I don't know if I trust the technology of the next iPhone, and it sounds to me like they're trying to put a chip in us, so...
Seriously, if you are that concerned, if you didn't get the vaccine because you're concerned about them being able to chip you, but you have an iPhone or any other cellular device, and you're planning on getting the iPhone 13, what are you doing? They already got you, dog. You already chipped. You've chipped yourself, baby. You got it. So come on, man.
And paid for it.
And paid good money. And paid for it monthly.
The other way
for the chip monthly.
I'm paid for the darn thing.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we've all said it though. Like this iPhone, like we joke like they're listening to us. No, they are.
No, they for sure.
They really are. So you might as well just like be part of your conversation. Like you can make phone calls out of signal.
They got you, dog.
Like at this point, it's just kind of like these things are powerful things. Once again, I wish we took all of this. I think some things are needed, but I wish we took all of this and I think there's other aspects of our life that we could like really work on. But we're in space. We done figure out how to make calls out signal now. I just think like there's some other avenues. I'm like, why can't we get this though? Like, why
can we get drinking water?
Out?
Can we do that for everybody?
Can we get drinking water? Can we get viable resources to help homelessness? Can
feminine
we work
hygiene
on
products?
The medical system, feminine hygiene products. Can we help refugees in various countries around the world? No, but we can make a call with a satellite. Cool. I will appreciate it if I ever end up on a road trip.
I'm saying you need it sometimes.
Sometimes you need it because I don't know how to change a tire, which is something I've always wanted to learn how to do.
Can we get the bathroom door to push out instead of having to grab it and pull it in? Can we do that?
Can we just get all doors have the ability to push in and out so nobody is ever
you're going saloon style.
Yeah, let's have all doors. This just happened to me yesterday. I ran full into a door that I was convinced pushed outward, and it did not. It just stopped, and then you have to pull it. It would save a lot of awkward interactions, but oh well. I will not get the iPhone 13 immediately. This puppy is... I'm trying really hard. I just put it up to my chest. That's probably not a good idea either.
No, it's not. I don't even know. That's why I always say talk on speakerphones if you can as much as possible. The AirPods thing, I don't trust yet.
No. Chris tried to find us a box to put our phones in at night because he's concerned that we put our phones too close to our head when we're sleeping.
But there's been some awful, there's been some situations like that. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, and charging,
The boxes are expensive and none of them are proven to do anything. So keep on working.
Right. I say all this, but, don't do as I do. At home, I'm just like... So I say all this, and I always have to be that person who's going to really look into all these type of things. When I go home, it's like, don't, Tomorrow I might have AirPods. You just never know.
I do love my AirPods.
Everyone keeps saying it. It's starting to get to the point where it always happens. Like you need them for work.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. Something comes out. It's always Apple. Like you need something for work. And it's like you're forcing me to get it, and I'm trying to hold out, but I'm getting closer and closer to really needing it for work.
Forget Big Pharma. Big Apple is the biggest thing in this world right now because we're all connected to it all the time. Okay, let's end with something that's really funny. I just watched the school board meeting and take a listen to some of those in attendance.
You guys work for us in this environment. You answer to us, and I'm asking that you do not pass this policy in Virginia.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thomas. We do appreciate you. Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken. Suk Mahidik. Luke Mahidik. Ophelia McHawk. Ophelia McHawk. Eileen Dover. Eileen Dover. Don Kiddick. Don Kiddick. Wayne Kerr. Wayne Kerr.
This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. I had a whole speech about why we can't do. There's so many things that we can't do that's positive. This is why. This is exactly why. Right there. This is why we have satellites for iPhones. Right there.
I'm honored that 4 people sent this to me this morning because they knew that it would. As CJ says, it tickled me. It sure did.
Tickled me thorough. The world is
Thoroughly.
okay, Megan. I woke up real depressed this morning and then saw this video. It's like, okay, the children are doing just fine. This world is going to be okay. I have faith in whichever child did that. I have complete and total faith in them.
If we're punking school board officials, things are still going to be okay.
But it went after a lady said, "You work for us. You're supposed to do what we do, whatever." And then it goes to that. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have. Once again, this is exactly why. I'm not saying it's not funny, but I'm just saying, like, my goodness, this is exactly why.
It is. All right, let's hustle up and get out of here. What are we watching tonight? I will be watching clickbait. I don't want to be watching clickbait, but I will be watching clickbait. I can't give it up now. I'm sucked in.
Got some WNBA action. Sun versus Mystics, Liberty versus the Lynx, Sky and the Mercury, and we broke up. I'm assuming, CJ, you're watching that on Hulu?
I watched it. I think everybody should watch it. It's a good Hulu movie. Back-to-back nights.
It's a movie.
Good Hulu movies. Hulu's doing something different, and I like it.
Okay.
It's appropriate, too, Megan.
U.S.
So
Open is on tonight, too. Djokovic.
Tennis Open.
7
I got you.
o'clock. Yeah, Tennis Open tonight. I didn't realize that no WNBA teams have been eliminated from playoff contention yet. So I think there's like 3 weeks left in the regular season.
Give it maybe 2 nights, and Indiana will be there.
It will. Okay.
And Indiana's about to get bounced about. They play tonight, actually, but I'm not going to watch Indiana Fever.
Okay. I support that decision. We will be back tomorrow morning. I hope everybody stays safe until then. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.
This has been Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Tune in live daily at 8 a.m. or on demand by heading to grindcitymedia.com or Grind City Media on YouTube.